Many students think if you're not from Pune, Mumbai, Bangalore, Hyderabad, or any other metro, getting into Stanford or Harvard is next to impossible. But today's guest, just at 17, proves that talent doesn't ask for your city, for your school, or for your PIN code. He comes from Raipur, started like any other student, and today he's going to Stanford as a part of class of 2030 and has also been admitted to Harvard. He is also associated with Kather Labs, where he is listed as a founder working on technology and healthcare related innovations. He has received several international recognitions, including Regeneron International Science and Engineering Fair, finalist at the IRIS National Fair, TEDx Youth Speaker, and recognition in Reliance Foundation Unstoppable 21. Welcome, Aditya.
Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure.
Let's get back to little Aditya. What kind of child were you?
I mean, as a young child, I was not a very different kid. I would say I was like most of the other kids of my age, and I was definitely a very proactive child in terms of academics or extracurriculars. I love to play sports. I love to participate in other sorts of extracurricular activities. So that was definitely something that I used to do. But other than that, I mean, I just used to do what everyone does. But definitely, I did get bored of school at times because for me, it felt like school's curriculum was very much restricted, and like I wanted to do other things, which is why in the first place that I got into doing extracurricular activities or science fairs in general.
So when someone hears about Stanford, Harvard, they actually imagine, studying like 12 to 15 hours a day. So were you actually like that?
No, definitely not. I mean, I used to balance my things out because I'm someone who could not sit for studying for a continuous 2 hours or 3 hours. I used to take a lot of breaks, definitely. And I mean, I definitely did not study 12 or 15 hours a day. At max, I would say 6 or 7 hours on a holiday, like 2 hours in the morning, 2 hours like that. But I used to devote my time into a lot of other things that I like to do, like for example, go play football with my friends, go to the gym, or just do something that I like. But studying was definitely a core part of it, but definitely not devoting my time into something for such a long time that I forget everything else.
So did you have any dream when you were in like class 6th or 8th?
Well, I mean, when I was in class 5th, I genuinely just wanted to be a cricketer. Because at the point in time, I think MS Dhoni, the movie was released. So I was like really fascinated by these movies, obviously as a child. And when I was in 8th grade, I just, I was very, in that point in time, and I had a very narrow spectrum of viewing things. So I genuinely just wanted to give the JEE examination and get into IIT, which is, I think, the typical thing, as you mentioned. Right. Most of the kids in India. So that's what I wanted to do. But as I went on, exploring more and more avenues, I went to these different competitions. I met a lot of different people. My view just changed drastically about everything. Mm-hmm. So I mean, my viewpoint and like my I would say perspective changed a lot as I met new people. But at that point in time, it was very, very straightforward, right. Like just giving the JEE examination. Right. Yeah.
So many students still think, that you really need to be in a big city to achieve something that big. So being in Raipur, did you ever feel limited?
I would be honest. I mean, in general terms, I did not feel limited. Mm-hmm. Because I think it's very personal for everyone for like what you want to do and achieve. I think you can just find the resources if you want to. But in terms of, finding the right places to do experiments or, or just platform or exposure, I think Raipur is definitely at a disadvantage because it's still a tier 2 city. And there's not a lot of awareness in terms of, college admissions abroad or extracurricular activities as a high school student. Which is why oftentimes I did face some problems, but I would definitely like to credit my school bhavans because they gave me a good platform in terms of exploring different things. And my chemistry teacher, Mr. Sushil sir, and my ex-principal, Mr. Amitav Ghosh, he really helped us do these things without any restrictions at the school level at least. They kind of like left it as at us at a level where we could do things independently and we could think independently. So I would definitely credit them for that. But in general, I would say at some point I did face restrictions, but after a point I could figure things out on my own.
I'm sure when students see you as a role model, they won't think like that, and they would be definitely motivated.
No, I mean, I'll try my best to motivate others.
All right. What do you think these universities saw in you beyond your grades?
As US admissions are positioned, it's a very holistic process. So they don't just look at your grades, they also look at what kind of person you are, what are the things that you do beyond academics. So of course it's a very elaborate and a very detailed process when you apply. So for me personally, I think I did a lot of things beyond academics, such as I love football. I used to play a lot of football in high school, and I still do. I used to cook for my family, which was a major part of my essays. I was a part of Interact, which is an initiative by Rotary Club.
Right.
So I co-founded the Raipur chapter for teenagers back in 2022. So these were just a few of the things that I can list that probably helped in my admission to Stanford.
Okay.
But again, you need to position them in a way that kind of tie back to who you are as a person, because you cannot do a lot of different things that don't make sense at all. For example, if I'm cooking, why do I cook? There should be a reason behind it. Maybe I love cooking for my family. I love experimenting different cuisines. I love experimenting with different flavors and dishes. And then it should somehow tie back to who I am as a person.
Right.
Maybe I'm a person who experiments and who likes taking risks.
I mean, somewhere it shows in your personality.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
It should make sense overall for you as a person. So I think all of these things as a bundle helped me definitely, along with obviously my academics and extracurricular activities. So yeah, I mean, that's what I would credit. Yeah.
Right. So what part of your application are you most proud of?
I think there are like a lot of aspects. I think everything required a lot of hard work, but definitely one of the things that I'm most proud of will definitely be the Research Science Institute at MIT, because it's a summer program that is considered highly prestigious all around the world. It's the most difficult summer program to get into, often that's cited by many. And I think RSI was a transformative experience for me, and I just feel lucky to be in that community of RSI by MIT. I got to spend almost 1.5 months on the campus of MIT, living with maybe one of the most brilliant bunch of students from all around the world. People who are doing some really crazy and kind of like good things in the field of STEM in general. And RSI definitely gives you a huge boost in college admissions as well. But the only catch is that getting into RSI is in itself much more difficult than to get into any college around the world. So I think RSI was definitely one of the best things on my application that I could have. But obviously, to get RSI on my application, I did a lot of other things like ISEF, IRIS, football, social service, and a lot of things. But if you had to ask me one thing, it would definitely be RSI.
So was there ever a moment when you thought maybe I won't get in?
Well, yeah, I mean, there were definitely a lot of moments where I thought that I might not get into any college actually. And it's very natural, I think, for anyone who is applying, and it's a very natural feeling for any student. And because I had a lot of friends from metro cities like Mumbai, Delhi, Bangalore, who were coming from better backgrounds, had better facilities, right from 8th grade or 9th grade, and they had much more exposure. I felt definitely a bit disadvantaged, and I also struggled a lot with my SAT. I struggled a lot with my scores. I could not get a 1500 plus even after multiple attempts, and I was also applying for financial aid. So I definitely felt at a lot of times that I might not get in. But the best strategy to kind of like adapt in these situations is like kind of like believe in yourself and just believe that you took this decision or took this risk to apply to universities abroad for a reason.
Trying, I think.
Yes, and definitely keep on trying, because I gave the SAT I think 4 or 5 times, and I got my desired score in the last attempt.
Wow.
So you definitely just need to keep trying, I guess. So yeah, I mean, there were a lot of moments, but the key is to just like never doubt yourself, which is hard, but you need to do that.
Right. So Aditya, tell us about your parents. What do they do and how did they shape you?
So my mom comes from a teaching background, but she does not teach anymore. I think, but even if she's not working, I think she has played a very great role in shaping the kind of person that I am today by inculcating a lot of values in me. And my dad is in a corporate background, but I think apart from the professional jobs that they do, I think they're the best parents that I could ask for. My dad is someone that I look up to every day, and I don't think I can be even with the 1% of the man he is, purely because of the fact that he's so generous and he's so selfless in a lot of ways. And the places that he has reached today is completely on his own. He came from a low income background, and now he has gave me so many opportunities, gave me such a good education, such a good life, all by his own hard work. So definitely, I'm trying to be a better person just by looking up to my parents every day. So I mean, yeah, that's who my parents are.
Okay. So, did your parents always understand your goals, or were there times when they just wanted you to focus on academics and marks, like like most of the Indian parents?
Well, I think I'm very lucky in that specific aspect, because my parents never ever asked me to not do what I wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
They gave me full liberty over everything that I wanted to do. Like go anywhere that I wanted, sponsored me all the time. But yeah, I mean, they obviously always had this kind of like a little speck of doubt that what if this does not work out, because this was something that's completely different from
A risky affair,
yes,
yeah.
risky, and what people generally do, right? Because as you know, the conventional path is the IIT or NEET or CAT or CLAT, whatever, right? So they obviously had some doubt or some, I would say, fear, which is very natural. But in other ways, I think they always supported me in what I wanted to do academically. Like I had never faced any hindrances.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what is that one sentence your parents said which you'll never forget?
Well, it's a hard one, but I think there's one thing that my dad tells me very often, and it will stay with me throughout my life, is that it doesn't matter what you do and what you're doing when everyone is watching you. What matters more is what you do when no one is watching you, and that's what integrity is.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a really deep and introspective thought, because what he, in his opinion, and I think that's true, is that it's not what you do when everyone is watching you that makes you successful. It's what you do behind the scenes when no one is watching and no one is keeping track of what you're doing makes you successful.
It's more of a self-discipline thing.
Exactly, like the discipline and the consistency that you work with is what makes you successful in the long run. And I'm still trying to kind of work on that, achieve that that's consistency every single day. But yeah, I mean, that's something that has had a deep impact on me.
If you could give just one message to Indian parents, what would that be?
I think the one message that I could give to most parents is just kind of look beyond the academics, and let the child do or try out different things. I mean, I'm still a child, so I'm not someone to advise a lot, but I would just say that kind of like explore different avenues and different things. And because the Indian education system is very, very I would say restrictive in terms of what you can do, what you can study, what you can do. So that's definitely the only thing, because the more you explore, the more you learn, the more exposure you get. And I think in today's world, exposure is the best thing that you can have, because you need much better skills that you needed 10 years ago. So that's the only advice or message that I would give.
So how did the idea for Kather Labs begin?
So the whole concept of Kather Labs began when I was in 11th grade. I already had this idea that I wanted to do something with metastasis. For those who don't know, metastasis is basically when cancer spreads throughout the body, okay? So my grandmother had colon cancer, and she unfortunately passed away due to metastasis of colon cancer even after multiple rounds of chemotherapy treatment. And that's what kind of interests me about cancer biology as well, that how interesting it behaves and functions. And I had seen like a lot of projects in cancer metastasis at international stages like ICEF. So I already had that in mind, that I wanted to do something in this specific field. And that's when I kind of like started exploring this field as well. And I mean, that's how it began. So Kather Labs is nothing but like kind of like an umbrella company for a software that I have built called KatherNet, for basically reducing the work that a pathologist does in 14 days into a couple of hours using robust deep learning systems to detect aggressive variants of cancer.
So, what was the biggest challenge in starting something like this while you were still a student?
So, I mean, obviously, when I started, doing research projects in general as a 14-year-old, I definitely faced very basic issues like, getting a no from a lot of places or doctors or labs. So that was definitely a problem, but it was not that big of an issue, which was rather, learning a lot of complicated concepts, because when you obviously undertake a research project, you have to go really in depth with in a specific topic. So I had to learn a lot of things that were not necessarily restricted to the school curriculum. I had to learn a lot of things outside that as well, like learning introductory calculus when I was still in 9th grade, or learning a lot of complicated concepts of chemistry, like plasmon reactions, etc., etc. So a lot of different things. So I mean, it's just more of conceptual things. Otherwise, as I already mentioned, I had like a lot of good support from doctors who were coming to my school, and they helped me a lot in getting like lab access and all of those other things, amongst many. So I think that was the main problem that I faced, but again, that can also be overcome by learning more and spending more time. Yeah.
Okay. So Aditya, when you are in that kind of journey, how important it is to choose the right people around you?
I think definitely having the right kind of friends motivates you a lot. Like I read this quote somewhere, it says, "You are the product of the 4 people around you." So I think friends do matter a lot. 3 of my closest friends are also going to great universities abroad: Stanford, Wharton, Harvard, Mudd. So it definitely matters a lot, I would say, because the kind of conversations that you have in general, over a casual call also matters a lot, because they push you to become better, right? But I also wouldn't press on it a lot, because friends do not always need to be competitive. You also need friends who you can talk to when you're, stressed, or, you need friends who you can talk to, or, kind of just hang out with, just to kind of, release your stress, or just kind of feel a less stress-free environment, I would say, right? So I think it matters a lot, but it also does not have to be like the most competitive friends that you have, because it should be like a mix of both, I would say. So you need to have both sort of circles.
I mean, overall, they should make you feel good.
Exactly,
right?
yes.
All right. So what do you enjoy outside academics?
Outside academics, I mean, I do a lot of different things, but the one thing that I enjoy the most is definitely playing football and going to the gym. I think that those are the 2 things that I love the most nowadays. Otherwise, I am really into cooking as well. I love cooking. I love trying out different recipes that I see on Instagram or on YouTube. But yeah, I mean, I just love doing these things. These were a major part of my college application as well. I wrote a lot about these activities in my college application. But yeah, I mean, I love playing football. I love watching football as well. But yeah, I mean, those are the things that I love doing outside academics.
Great. So which is your favorite movie or a book or a YouTube channel?
First, I'll go with the movie. I love this movie called The Shawshank Redemption. There's one quote from the movie that I just love a lot, and I actually quote this a lot in general. It goes like, "Hope is a good thing, maybe the best of things, and no good thing ever dies." So it's about hope, keeping hope in all situations. So I love that movie. The plot is crazy as well. I love it. Anyone can watch it. It's a great movie. And book, I would say I'm not much of an avid book reader, but I definitely enjoyed reading 48 Laws of Power. I mean, it's a very controversial book. Some people say it's not the best book to read if you're trying to grow in life, but I think it teaches a lot about, like how to go about life and how to talk to people, how to manage people, and a lot of different situations. But yeah, I mean, and on YouTube, I just watch anything. Like sports, football, food. I love food. So like I watch a lot of food vlogging channels, right? Trying food from different places in the world: Turkey, Middle East, Greece, or US or South America. So I just watch those kind of things. So nothing very academic, obviously, but these are some things that I enjoy watching.
Okay, great. So are you also into music? Like, what kind of music do you like?
I mean, obviously I sing, so I mean, I enjoy music a lot. I think music is something that you cannot live without. But yeah, I mean, I listen to a wide variety of genres. I love house music like EDM, so I love Fred again. I love Calvin Harris a lot. and at the same time I like listening to pop and rap. I listen to both Taylor Swift and Kanye West. I don't have any specific preference between both of them. I love both music. There's something called separate art from the artist. So like I just like the art and the music. So I mean I listen to various genres depending on my mood and where I am.
Of course. Okay. So Aditya, if someone meet you without knowing your achievements, what would surprise them about you?
If someone met me without knowing my achievements or just me, I think the one thing that would surprise them the most is how much of a mischievous person and like a troublemaker I am, because like I do a lot of stupid things which do not make sense at all, or like I mean just like the kind of stupid dumb things that I do without any motive, and they would think that I'm such a like a dumb person in general, like and just like the kind of like various meaningless things that I do, like going on like bursting firecrackers at 3 a.m. like that's something that I mean would piss off a lot of people. But I mean just these silly things I would say like they wouldn't guess that like I'm like going to Stanford or whatever, like they would not guess it at all.
But that's good. I mean that makes you more natural,
I guess.
Yeah. So we'll do a quick rapid fire.
Sure.
Tea or coffee?
Coffee.
Books or podcasts?
Podcasts.
Early morning or late night rise?
Early morning.
Between Stanford and Harvard?
Stanford, definitely.
One app you cannot live without?
Apple Music.
Great. So one habit every student should build?
Doing something to build like an outlet for their academic stress, or just like just building something to kind of like let out all the stress and like everything that they kind of do, because that acts like a big mood booster.
Right.
Like for me it was football.
Great. And one habit you think every student should leave?
Probably spending too much time thinking about what others think about what they do.
I think it's nice for everyone.
Yeah.
And describe yourself in one word.
Adventurous. Yeah.
Great. One person you would like to go to dinner with?
Lionel Messi.
Wow, okay. So can government school students also reach abroad universities?
Well, I mean, I cannot comment a lot about government schools because the facilities and resources in India with government schools is very scarce. There are like not a lot of opportunities for students to even learn about things that are happening outside even their own district or village. So it's very difficult for anyone, but I mean, if you can dream it, you can do it. That's what I believe. But for a normal student who is in any school across India, I think they can definitely do it, because I also come from a CBSE school, from a very normal city and from a very normal background. So I think anyone can do it if they have the enough zeal and enough motivation to do it. It's very personal. It's something that you need to have yourself, that drive, that like nowadays people call, you need to have that dog in you, like to just do something like outside the box and go out there, talk to people, do something different. So I mean anyone can do it. You just need to have that motivation and that fire in you, I would say.
So how important are Olympiads, different competitions and research works compared to the school curriculum?
Say that academics matter more in India, because that's the general notion. But if you're aiming for universities abroad, academics is just the thing that will get your foot in the door. It won't get you inside these top universities. Research projects, extracurricular activities, social service, sports and Olympiads matter much more than academics, because that's what you do outside academics. Academics is something 100% of the students do. Everyone is doing the same thing that you are doing. But these are the initiatives or things that you're doing outside school, and you're taking a personal initiative in those activities. So that highlights more about who you are as a person. How much motivated are you to pursue your own interests? And also one thing to note is that Olympiads that most of these private schools in India do are Olympiads which are run privately, right? And private Olympiads don't carry any value in US admissions. The more valuable Olympiads are the ones that are run by the government, which are at least 1,000 times harder than the ones that are run privately. The bar is much more higher, and if you qualify through all of the rounds, you get to represent India on the international level at various subjects like mathematics, philosophy, physics, chemistry,
right.
A lot of different subjects, even economics and linguistics. So those are the Olympiads that actually matter, rather than the ones that are run privately. So yeah, it definitely carries much more value than the ones that are run in school, and all of these activities apart from academics matter much more in a holistic approach.
What's that one free resource every student should start using?
I think this is not one specific resource, but I would say AI in general is such a powerful resource for anyone in today's world, like even for a working professional, even for normal people, even for kids, or even for people who are in high school. It's such a strong resource to use. It helps you do tasks so much more efficiently and so much faster. I would say use Claude, use ChatGPT, use Perplexity, use Lovable. Like it will just like the things that used to take 10 days now can be done in 15 minutes. It's crazy how much development that has been happening in the field of AI, and how much easy it has been to like do things with the help of AI assistants. So definitely use AI in terms of learning, in terms of doing tasks, in terms of in terms of learning something that you don't know. But yeah, I mean, AI is such a strong resource that I personally used a lot.